Heavenly, really, really heavenly, girl, stop it.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What,
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 7, episode 5. Miss Heavenly. She cracked me up. She made me laugh this episode, but messy. Messy, messy, messy. Anyway, Toya's party was a good time. We watched it. We all sat here. It was a good time. Every last one of those ladies had a good time, and there's video footage of it all. They all enjoyed themselves, and why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They had their little drinks. They had their little cake. They had little hors d'oeuvres. They had the guys were really, they were beautiful specimens. And it was just a good time. And then all hell broke loose, and Buffy and Toya gets to arguing. Again, I feel like it's just a ploy to make a storyline. Buffy apologized again. Now you running. You got the cow by the ass and you running, because it's just, I don't know what it is that you want her to do. You feel like her apology is not adequate, and Buffy's like flying off the handle. Buffy, why are you flying off the handle at this birthday party when, one, you really weren't invited? You weren't invited. When you go and you crash, and that's what you did, my darling. You crashed. That was, if you're mad at anybody, you be mad at Simone, because you were not invited, and Simone knew that you were not invited. And Simone knows Toya. She knows Toya like she knows her, the back of her hand. So she should have warned you. Ain't no telling how Toya's going to go. Yes, I think Toya's being a little excessive about this apology. The woman apologized to you again. You don't want to accept it. I can't understand for the life of me why. I mean, it ain't that deep. She didn't attack you. Jocelyn attacked you. And she's apologized now, what is it, 3 times? But then I just didn't understand how Buffy got so turned. So that just put you in a bad light with me, Buffy. You all turned up and you wasn't even invited to be here. You done brought some extra drama to a situation that you ain't got no business at. So I didn't understand that. I was like, shut up, Buffy. Shut up. And Toya, chill out. But Buffy, shut up. Anyway, moving on. Toya and Eugene. I didn't realize that Eugene is actually in charge of the whole ER now. So that's good. That's nice. That's cool. So he is actually, I don't know what happened with that little thing he was doing. Remember, he was trying to get his own little business thing started. I guess that kind of didn't work, which is that's being an entrepreneur, honey. Most entrepreneurs go at it a couple times before they actually get something that actually sticks. You be throwing all kind of shit at the wall. So that's no big deal. So, but this is good. This is good. Yeah, it looks like financially they are in a good spot at this point. They're making better decisions, and good things are happening for them. So that's cool. Toya had come in with some donuts and stuff and all of that to visit him. And he mentioned some of the guys were a little upset about the party. Why? More storyline shit, right? Because how far, like, are you really that insecure? Could you possibly be that insecure? How far left could that party have possibly went when you got a whole stage crew there? Like, come on, this is just storyline shit. I'm like, come on, Married to Medicine. Y'all were really wearing me out. This is starting to irritate me because I promise you, I've been watching you all for 7 seasons. I promise you, each one of you, Toya, Jackie, Quad, Mariah, Simone, Heavenly, Contessa, all of you all, there's no need for made up storylines. Honestly, they're not. We have fallen in love with watching you all. Y'all, that was the part that makes you all stick out over the other shows. For me, I've always felt like Married to Medicine is one of the most authentic reality that's actually on the air. No matter what day they've actually moved you all to, no matter no matter what was said or how unfair, and y'all have been done unfairly. Trust me, when it comes to Bravo, I feel like you all have been given this total shit end of the stick. No matter what, you all have always remained in my eyes that show that I love because you were the most authentic of all of the shit that is on here. And I'm talking of everything. And I watch a lot of shows. I'm talking the dating shows and all that old bullshit. Married to Medicine, I would stand up in any panel on any camera and say, it is for me the most authentic reality show that I've ever reviewed, taken part in. I've stuck 7 seasons. But this old shit here, I just find I feel like it's just beneath you all. I really do. I ain't going nowhere. Not right now. I ain't going nowhere. But I just feel like it's beneath you all. You all honestly are interesting enough that we will watch just you. You ain't got to go make up no shit. We'll just watch you. Y'all got shit going on, like for real, in the real world. When you break you all apart, for the most part, most of you have real shit going on. You all are interesting. You ain't got to make up no shit. You don't. Anyway, okay, let me get down off my soapbox. Bam, and I'm back. But yeah, I just can't imagine that the guys, and then knowing the guys the way that we know the guys, they ain't that insecure about their wives. At all. They ain't insecure about their wives like that. But okay, whatever. We'll ride with it. So Toya and Eugene, they need to move ASAP because that's the thing with getting houses built and getting houses redone and stuff like that. It's always an issue. Like it just, I never see it go off without a hitch where the damn dates don't cross right and shit just be messed up. I'm like, oh wow. So I felt bad for them because they got to move ASAP. They got to get out of the house that they were leasing, and they got to find somewhere to go or go into the house. Toya doesn't want to go in the house. Toya doesn't want to go into the house until it's completely finished. And I kind of understand that because it just seems that when you're actually living in the house, all of a sudden people start rushing. They start rushing and cutting corners, and they know that you've gotten irritated and you want their asses out, and they start cutting corners and different things. So I understand kind of where she's coming from. But then there was another part of it where Toya, she kind of broke down and talked and said how she just didn't want she don't want her kids to have memories of being in a place and the place not being completed, like things being out of whack. Well, that's not realistic, Toya. That's the real world, baby. And the thing about kids have much more resilience than grown people. Kids press on with shit and don't even be giving a damn. You be worried about stuff, and the kids, it's actually not even an issue for them at all. Things that are like that, the thing that you got going, that's adult shit. Kids don't care about that. Oh, there's some pieces of drywall laying around. The thing is, you got to make sure your kids don't find something to do with the drywall and fuck around and go be playing with it. Kids don't care about shit like that. And she got proven incorrect right away. She was really pissed because she didn't want to, but they had to go ahead and end up moving into the house, before it's completely, boom, 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 ready for a photo shoot. But they had to move on in. And baby, them kids rolled in there. She was so down, and I felt bad for her, even though she was being ridiculous. I was like, I understand. You got a vision, and this is off of the vision. Them kids came in there. They came in. They had their little school clothes on and stuff, and looked. It was like, child. They was talking to the kids. The kids went and jumped in the pool, all the damn clothes on. Them kids were just as happy. They were just as happy. The little things. The little things. You worried about the big stuff. The kids didn't give a shit. Them kids love the home. They love it. So Toya, don't worry about it, baby. You were worried for nothing. For nothing. Those children are fine. They're fine. And they were having the time of their life, and they just happy about their new home and all that. Everything. Every time I've seen the kids in a scene, the kids are like excited about the new neighbors, where she was worried about, them getting, kids are kids. Let them be kids, honey. You're worried about nothing, Toya. Everything fine. You and Eugene are doing good. You sat there with your chest out and your back straight when you talked to Jocelyn and told her, honey, we are fine. We are fine. And one day maybe you will get to where I'm at. And that was a totally true statement. But do you believe what you told her? Because actually, you were absolutely correct. Now, if you can believe what you actually said to her, you'll be fine. Because you definitely do have what we've been seeing Jocelyn striving to get. You in a good place. I can't believe I'm taking it for Toya. But anyway, yeah. If you can believe the things that you got coming out your mouth, Toya, you are actually doing good. You're doing good, Toya. Don't worry about it. Y'all good. Anyway, moving on. So then we see the damn Jackie and Simone. Jackie's writing another book called Queen Bee. And funny as hell, because it's literally about women embracing their womanhood and all parts of it. And then also, of course, there's a twist about being healthy and female health in there. So that's really taking her to a place of having to explore sex toys and different things like that. So just look like Jackie coming out, breaking out of her shell a little bit. And later on, baby, we see Jackie meet up with that damn Heavenly. And Heavenly, a mess, a whole mess. They go and they're checking out sex toys and all this stuff. Honey, Heavenly was having herself a good old time at the little sex toy shop. But the thing that took place in that stood out for me was, Heavenly, you a damn hypocrite. You are a damn hypocrite. When you sat in there and you were talking to Jackie, and the talk of the little group is about the little party that Toya had, and you sat your ass over there having these, oh no, I ain't tell Damon. I ain't tell Damon nothing about it. But I'm going to have to talk to Toya about that because, that just, like you were so against what had gone on. And you know what this reminded me of? This took me back. I'll take y'all on the trip down memory lane. Y'all remember how Mama Joyce did that to Candy that time with Real Housewives of Atlanta? When Mama Joyce was at one strip show and having herself a good time and get it, Mama Joyce. We laughed and keyed at Mama Joyce. And then another time we look up and Mama Joyce was so offended by something sexual that was going on. Very hypocritical. I know you all remember that. I know y'all remember that. That's the first thing that came to mind for me. I said, Heavenly, you need to sit your ass all the way down to what you're going to talk to Toya. No, baby. You need to sit down and talk to yourself. Because all of that little stuff is probably going to backfire on you because you know how Damon is. And that's why you didn't tell Damon. Because Damon be on some fuck shit when it comes to that kind of stuff. If you were feeling any type of a way, Heavenly, the door was there. There was no security at the door. You could have excused yourself and left, but you didn't. There is footage of you having a better time than most at the party. Stop it. Stop it. You're making yourself look foolish. Anyway, speaking of, let's go to when the guys actually had their meetup. And they all sat down, and David and Eugene, David is Buffy's husband. They're cool, with what had happened. The apology was given, and of course the males, like they always are, they're cool. Ain't no issues. Damon was looking like a whole fool. And he was feeling some kind of way, and you could see it all over his face because Heavenly has said absolutely nothing to him about what happened. We already know from the door, we all like Dr. Damon, but we know Dr. Damon is on some fuck shit when it comes to male and female roles. We know this about him. We know that he is pretty much out of touch with that kind of stuff. And he didn't know, he was clueless and he was bothered. And it was all over his face. And then he brought up basic what I'm going to call Project Get Back. Because he sure said, I'm tired of us always being the good guys and little stuff be going on. We're going to do something about this. That's because he was worked. He was really worked. So he talking about, we're going to get some strippers and stuff and this, that thing and the other, on. And again, them ladies ain't that insecure about their men. The only one that insecure about their men like that, or their man, is Heavenly. She's going to be ready to jump off of a bridge. And listen, that's a whole Damon and Heavenly thing. And I'm here for it. I'm just going to sit and watch. Because the two of you all are out of touch with shit. And Heavenly, you should have just went on and told him. And basically, knowing who your husband is, knowing there's cameras roll, you should have excused yourself. You should have excused yourself from the tape, and you would have lost your job. You should have excused yourself. But you looking like a hypocrite, and Damon's going to get you back. And we're going to be here to see it. Anyway, moving on. Two more things. Well, three more things that I want to talk about. Simone has taken her. I was wondering what she was doing with her South house now that she went back to the regular house. And they're actually doing Airbnb with the house, which that was really that's smart, especially with the fact that Cecil's a smart man. Cecil's not stupid. He's doing real estate, so all of that just adds to his little portfolio. He's doing Airbnb with the South house, and that's going to bring some coins in. The bottom line is green, child. If it makes money, it makes a lot of sense to me. So I was laughing at Simone. Simone, she's so regular. She's so regular till it makes me laugh sometimes. So, but you over there eating some sardines, honey, in the can. I ain't seen no sardines in the can in years. I said, girl, you need some saltine crackers. Go ahead, Simone. See, that's the Simone I love, not the crazy, the crazy ass Simone that I can't figure out. I like Simone over there eating a can of damn sardines with some goddamn saltine crackers and talking crazy to them kids, and the kids looking at her like all she need now is to be drunk. Just give her a couple drinks and I'll be in heaven, child. That's my type of Simone. When she's talking to the kids about STDs and also about no means no. So, yeah, it's cool because her kids are definitely visible on the show, so they're perfect for that. And her positioning, her and Cecil, they're perfect to get the PSA out. We always got to get a PSA going. So definitely that was the perfect family to actually put that little piece in. So it was cool. And then the boys was like, oh my God, them boys, they're a mess too. So I enjoyed them. Then Quad and Heavenly. Heavenly then went over to Quad's house. Quad on the phone with the damn lawyer, child, and she's going on and on about the divorce. And of course, she said before how messy things have gotten. Things have gotten a little sticky and different things like that. And they're talking about taxes. And that's never a good time. But I was laughing when Heavenly asked her like 9 questions. All questions that the viewers would want to know. The Nebby ones. See, I don't really give a shit. that is the Nebby viewers. What's this and who's going to get that and who's breaking this down? All those questions. And it was so funny how they did it. She like ran all those questions out of her, and Quad was like, girl, you meddling in my business. I bust out laughing. And then that damn Heavenly going to say, well, girl, when's it going to be over? Because I'm pretty sick of the shit. I was like, you sick of the shit. You sick of her going through her divorce. I just fell out laughing. I was like, all right, Heavenly. The two of them, funny. I just laughed at them, meddling ass goddamn Heavenly. Anyway, when's it going to be over? I'm sick of this shit. That was pretty funny. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so the last thing was Contessa and Scott. Now, why have I been being anxious? It's like it's forming anxiety for me. I love Scott and Contessa. I love them. Like I've grown to love Scott and Contessa like I do Simone and Cecil as far as a couple. They're like Cecil and Simone been my favorite couple for like ever. And I really like Scott and Contessa. And I've been like so anxious, like, ugh. Like I know they have to get started to having these conversations about what these issues are that they're having. But it's just an ugly spot. So I'm like, ugh. I'm feeling like Heavenly. I want y'all to hurry up and get through this shit, honey, and patch it up, because I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And it's the beginning of the conversation. So it's good that they're having a conversation. But it's going to get ugly. This is going to get ugly because right away I see Contessa already has resentment formed for Scott with her decisions with this. And let's just hurry up and get through it. Get their ass in some counseling and get it the hell over with. Because there's going to have to be some counseling, and there's going to be some issues, because she is rattled with resentment. She let him know that she has pulled out of the program, so she's not going to school anymore because it's creating too much problems in the house, and she's unhappy about it, and she's being very honest about it, and he's very much telling her, hey, don't run no goddamn guilt trip on me, because I agreed to you doing something, but I didn't really agree to all of this. I didn't know it was going to be to this magnitude. And she's like, yeah, well, you always get your way. I just want to get my way. Well, I said, oh, no. I have full faith that they're going to get it together. But again, it does make me very anxious to know that they are getting ready to go down this journey. And it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey. This is going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Because that's the first thing I said. I was like, oh, she's going to resent. And sure enough, the resentment is already there. They're going to work it out there because they're smart. They're both smart. So, but that was it. That was all of what showed on this episode. It was a good episode. Good episode. But yeah, child. Some funny moments. But old Heavenly, you was being a hypocrite, Chicky. You was being a hypocrite. David gonna get your ass. Anyway, I'm out of here.